Good afternoon. It is 5 p.m. on Tuesday, July 21st, 2020, and we are now beginning our meeting of the Plan Commission of the City of Wausau. The first item on our agenda is to approve the minutes of the June 16th, 2020 meeting. Do I have a motion? I have a motion by Peckham and a second by Neal. Is there any discussion about the minutes?
I don't know. I didn't have any at home, so.
So we just had somebody call in. I'm wondering if you could let me know who you are. 715. Oh, go
This
ahead.
is Jason Blinker.
Oh, thank you very much. We're just gonna recognize that that's you in case we have some questions. Thank you. All right, so we have a motion to approve the minutes. All those in favor can signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? That motion passes unanimously. Item number 2 on our agenda is discussion and possible action on approving a conditional use at 330, 336, 435 and 435 Adrian Street to allow for the wastewater treatment facility with associated structures, including the chemical building storage, solids building, administrative building, secondary clarifier, in an HI, heavy industrial zoning district, City of Wausau. I'm going to turn it over, I think, to Brad first to give us a little presentation on this.
Oh, where did my thing go? It's all buried back here. Is this on?
Yes.
Okay, thanks. All right, so I guess not too much of a presentation this time. We did introduce this last time as part of our conditional use process in our new zoning code. Planning Commission holds the public hearing first, and then it comes back here for the final recommendation after there's a presentation of substantial evidence and findings. And in your packet is that findings report. And there was no, as a review, there was no new substantial evidence as part of the public hearing last month. And I guess looking at the standards in the zoning code for a conditional use, under the findings, there's A, B, C, D, and E. I guess the recommendation is to approve the conditional use as it's presented.
All right, I would entertain a motion to approve. Motion by Neal. Second. I'll do second by Brugman. Is there any discussion by the committee members? I'm not seeing any. All those in favor can signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? All right, that motion passes unanimously. Thank you. Moving on to item number 3, discussion and possible action on approving a conditional use at 700 Bugbee Avenue to allow for a water treatment facility with associated structures, including 2 above-ground reservoirs and an administrative vehicle storage building in an I institutional zoning district in the City of Wausau. Turning it over to Brad once again.
Thank you. So this is very similar to the last one. This was for the drinking water facility. The last one was wastewater. This is a brand new facility on the north side of town. There was a public hearing last time, and again, there was no new substantial evidence presented there. The use overall is fairly non-intrusive for that area. It's reusing part of a former gravel pit, and seems to fit in fine with that area. And again, staff is recommending approval.
All right, do I have a motion to approve this?
Motion.
Motion by Brugman, second by Peckham. Is there any discussion?
I have a question.
Yes, Mr. Peckham.
In the second drawing, there are big shaded areas, and to the west and the southwest, there's a block of shaded area with a pattern in it. And then in the next map, that's kind of covered over with parking. I'm wondering what that signifies, what we're looking at.
All right, let me take a look here.
Page 11 of our packet would be the curious one.
Okay, let me just try to identify what
There you
you're
go.
talking about.
Yeah, the
So
dark,
This big area?
yeah. What does that signify?
got details of the other three maps.
Yeah.
Well, let's see here. Don't know off the top of my head.
If I have to guess, I think that's part of where they excavated and put the tanks. You know?
Yeah, I mean, then the subsequent page, there's a building on top of it, so I'm wondering if that's an excavated area. The pages aren't labeled, it says site development. I'm trying to see if that's
Yeah.
like a, what do you call it?
I don't want to hold things up. I
Well,
just thought if
yeah, no,
somebody,
that's a fair question. I think it just shows, well, the utilities are on that second page too.
It's just like it's like a pre-construction footprint.
Yeah, I mean, I think it shows an excavated area, although there's driveways on that one too.
that's that little stuff is like rock, like fill or something?
That would be my guess.
Okay.
I can confirm that with Mr. Lindman when he comes back on Monday.
Don't spend any time on it. I'm just curious. Thank you.
Well, that's a good question. You stumped me.
Is there any other discussion on this?
Oh, just out of curiosity too, the area where we held the groundbreaking is not even within these boundaries, I don't think. So we just retain that, the area where the groundbreaking took place? And is that going to be put to use some way?
Well, I would imagine so, but I don't know that there's a specific plan for that area, which I wasn't at the groundbreaking, so I'm not sure where exactly it occurred.
It's right in the spot in the lower right-hand corner where it says City of Wausau.
Next to
It's just below that is Bugbee Avenue.
Okay.
So that square right there essentially is where we were standing.
Okay. Yeah, I know they wanted to maintain a buffer from Bugbee. You know, they didn't want to bring the building straight up to the street. They wanted some space there, so that may be maintained. As you can see, there's some utilities running through there underground to the west a tad, but yeah, I don't think there's any specific plan for that. I don't
Okay,
know,
probably just
except for
buffer area.
possible expansion or, again, just a kind of a buffer area to the
Yeah.
facility.
I think it's nicely situated relative to the homes there and stuff like that, so good work.
Is there any other discussion? All right, I think we are ready to vote. All of those in favor of the approving the conditional use at 700 Bugbee Avenue, say aye.
Aye.
All of those opposed? That passes unanimously. Thank you. Moving on to item number 4, discussion and possible action on the final plat for Wausau River East Phase 2 subdivision. Is that,
I think, you want to take that one?
yes, pass it over to Bill.
Thank you. So in your packet, you can see the one, the preliminary and really final plat for Mr. Blinker's project. Similar to the first phase, they're coming back in with a plat for 6 of the 8 lots. And the reason we come in after the fact is the homes are built and the property line is precisely on the common wall. So if we guessed it and it got hit in the field, it's just more accurate to do it after the fact. This was already approved as a PUD for 8 townhomes on these properties, so this is more of a formality for Plan Commission to approve.
Okay, I guess I would entertain a motion before we start.
Motion.
Motion by Bergman, second.
I'll second.
Second by Neal. Yes, Mr. Neal.
Question about how garbage bins will be managed for these houses. You know, they're contiguous, are they? So I imagine they'll be stored on the alley side But they won't be picked up, cleared in the alley, correct?
Correct. I think Mr. Blinker's on the phone. Correct me if I'm wrong, Jason, when it's garbage pickup day, they bring it out to Short Street, don't they?
Yes, that is correct, yes.
They line them up along Short Street and then it's picked up.
Because that's how it was handled on the Third Street ones as well. They have like an apron there to accept the bins, so.
Yep, and there's a little more space here on the Second Street alley. Or excuse me, the alley for the Second Street development.
Okay. Is there any other discussion? I think we're ready to vote. All of those in favor of approving the final plat for Wausau River East Phase 2 subdivision, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? That passes unanimously. Thank you very much. Item number 5 on our agenda is the next date and future agenda items for consideration. Next Plan Commission is scheduled for August 18th. If you have any future agenda items, please let me know. And then item number 6, Brad Sipple and I were talking a little bit about education of this group. So he included a link to an article, and would you like to give a little insight into this?
Yeah, sure. So we've been talking about this, including either some news or planning-related education in Plan Commission packets before. So spot zoning was brought up, what was it, maybe 2 or 3 meetings ago? So we kind of thought that this one would be a good primer on spot zoning. So we included a link to a short article kind of defining spot zoning and going through some of the case law on it, on what it is and what it isn't. So I don't necessarily need to discuss it, but of course, if anybody has any questions or anything on it, we'd be happy to try to answer them.
Yeah. Any? Thank you for looking out for us and educating us. The last item on our agenda is adjournment, so I would entertain that motion. By Peckham, second by Neal. We don't need to vote on that. We're done. Thank you.